Hi everyone, let's try to draw the sample isometric drawing. So first, make sure that your isoplane is turned on. So you have here the isoplane left, the isoplane top, and the isoplane right. And make sure also that your polar tracking is turned on and your ortho mode is turned on. So we have to change our isoplane to top. Then first thing we have to do is to draw a rectangle, so we will have a base. So click for the line, then specify for the first point. So our first point here should be specify for the first point. So we have here 80 plus 20 plus 20, it's 120. It's a bit small since our sample is too big. So specify for 80, it's 80, and then another 120, and then 80. So we created now a rectangle. So the next thing we have to do is to draw this lower part here. So we will move 50 downwards. So we have to create a line here, and we have to change our isoplane. Now, so you observe it changes, and the line will only move 90 degree and 210 degree. We have to enter the 50 downward, and then 80 here, and then 50. So we created this figure. The next thing we have to do is to draw a big ellipse. So we have to type ellipse, then enter I for isocircle, and then specify for the center. So make sure your ortho mode is turned off this time so that you have a flexibility to look for the midpoint of this line. So it's here, the midpoint, and then enter for 40. So we created here another figure, and next we will draw the small ellipse. Type ellipse, specify I, then look for the center, then change our isoplane. Then we have to input the 16. So we will have a diameter of 32. So we created now another figure. So next thing we have to do is to copy all of these. Type copy, then click the center. Then you have to turn now your ortho mode. So change your isoplane, and we have to enter a 20 here as an offset. So click 20 going to the left. So that's it, we already created this one. Then we have to trim all the unnecessary drawings. So just trim the drawings that are not included. So now we created this figure. The next thing we have to do is to draw a line here. So turn off your ortho mode, then click here, then look for another, and here. So trim. So we created this figure. The next thing we have to do is to copy these figures here. So we will have the same figure at the left side. So copy, then click here and put it on the endpoint at the left side. So we created here another figure. So you will notice it's the same figure here. Then we have to draw an offset here. So just copy one and go downwards. So click for the ortho. So we have to activate and enter 15. So we have here another figure. The next thing we have to do is to create the ellipse at the top of this figure. So before that, we have to locate the center. So type ellipse, and then enter the I for isocircle and specify for the circle. So for now, you have to turn off your ortho mode so you have a flexibility in finding the midpoint of the lines. So I'm looking for the midpoint. It's here. Then you have to look for the another midpoint here. it's here. So midpoint is here. Then change your isoplane, then enter 40. So you created now another ellipse. Next thing we have to do is to draw another ellipse upwards. So just copy this ellipse here and then click for the center and then enter 20. So now we have these figures. So create a line, make sure your ortho mode is turned off. Then we have to create a line, then look for the diamond here, then another diamond here. So the other side, you have to look for the diamond and the another diamond here. So we created this figure. So next thing we have to do is to draw the internal ellipse, this one and the other two inside. So let's type another ellipse, then enter I, then specify for the center, then change your isoplane and then enter the radius, which is 30, to have a 60 diameter. So we created this one. Then we have to draw again another ellipse downwards. So just copy this ellipse here, type copy, then click the center, then turn on your ortho mode and then change your isoplane. So we have to click here, enter here 15, then here it is. And then the last one is to create again the ellipse. So type ellipse here, then enter I, and then look for the center of this inside ellipse and then change your isoplane and input 15. So you created this figure, and now we will have to trim all the unnecessary drawings. So there's a lot of unnecessary drawings here. So I guess that's it. So click escape. So we already have now a drawing similar to the sample. So now we have to put details to look the same. So we have to change the isoplane here and click here, and I need to extend this line here going downwards. So I made this figure. Then change the properties red, and then look for the center, then type, should be 2.2. So click this line and then type MA and click this one. So another also a detailed line here at the top. So click line here. So look for the center of this ellipse. So change your isoplane, then extend, then trim, and then create another line here. Look for the center or the midpoint, then change your isoplane, then go here. Then you have to extend your line going here. So trim the unnecessary drawings here, and then change the properties of your line. Red, the line type should be center, then 0.2, then click MA and click this one. So we created now a figure similar to the sample. So now let's try to put some dimensions. So click the aligned here, and then click here. So we already have here a dimension of 20. Then continue your dimensioning by clicking the linear. So click here, and then click here. So we have an 80. So you will notice that your dimension is also in isometric mode. But you have to change this one by typing the dim edit, and then we will choose the oblique, and we will specify the 90 degree. So you have observed that it changes the position of your dimensions. That should be all. Thank you.